I will be single forever, and I do not care. And it's not because I'm bitter, it's not because I'm an I word, if you know what I mean. A lot of people will click on this video and think that, I'm just someone that's complaining because I'm bitter. People may even just click on it and comment without even watching and just make assumptions, but the reason why I don't care about relationships and the reason why I'm gonna be single forever is simply because I've outgrown the need for a relationship. Before I even get started, I've never been in a real relationship, but I've been in situationships. Basically, I've been in situations where it resembled a relationship, doing things that people in relationships typically do. But something always felt off about it. Something always felt terribly off. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to relate to what I'm saying. Maybe it's just me, but if you do relate to it, please comment down below. But basically, there were people I definitely liked. I did have my crushes, obviously. I mean, it's been years, but I've had people I really liked. But once it got to the point where we were almost in a relationship, I've always had these feelings of discomfort. Sometimes I kind of ask myself in my head, is this what I really want? And this is despite the fact that I really, really like these people. These typical relationship things that people do, before I even got to do them, I really fantasized about them quite often. And I've had this mental image in my head that this is gonna make, this is gonna make life meaningful. That this thing is amazing. It's beautiful. I did enjoy the time I've had with those people, even though I don't really talk to them anymore and I don't really care for them anymore. But when I think about it, the primary thing I enjoyed was doing activities with those people. And that could be basically any activity. Video games, movies, watching TV shows together, going out for a walk. These are all things that I did do with these people, and I really enjoyed doing these things. But when it got to the point where we had to hold hands and, all that extra stuff, I kept asking myself in my head, is this what you want? And it felt very off. So that's when I had the realization that there's a clear difference between the mental image, the fantasies I've had in my head, versus reality. And it kind of hit me that the only reason I really craved a relationship is because of this mental image. It's because of the fantasy. The actual reality of relationships don't really appeal to me. And the reason why the mental image was so powerful and was just so, it made me crave a relationship, is mainly because of all the influences in society. Go outside, people will be walking together and holding hands and stuff like that. And it kind of influenced me to think that this is what I need. Everyone else has this. Every single human being that exists came into this existence because of two people that probably loved each other. Emphasis on probably, because I know that's not the case for everyone, but for most people it really is. So when the world pushes this narrative that everyone should have a relationship or else, your life won't be fulfilled, that kind of made me believe that I need this. Almost every single TV show, almost every single movie, there's always some love interest, and basically this concept of love is just pushed down everyone's throats. And when I realized that, I questioned my desire for love. Was it really ever my desire to begin with? Or was it just installed into me? Everyone wants to find a relationship, No one wants to die alone, or else that's a miserable life. At least according to society. But is it really? Is it really a miserable life to be alone? I don't think so. Here's my take on this. I am a deeply introspective person, and I've only been this way for the past year or so, basically ever since this channel began. I like learning about myself, I like learning about the world. I recently got into philosophy books. I enjoy learning about human nature, and for the past year or so, I've grown as a person so much. It feels like almost every other day, I have some powerful realization, some crazy realization. And I use AI a lot, like ChatGPT. I use AI because it helps me understand why I feel the way I do. And it helps me understand my inner thoughts when I learn more about myself and what I really want. That's what I really enjoy about life. The thing I value the most in life is my inner peace. I mean, when I began this channel, that's kind of when I started realizing that life was not as simple as we made it out to be. Before that, I never really thought too deeply. I just kind of did what I have to do. I went through the motions. I never really questioned anything. I would just wake up, do what I needed to do, and look forward to doing my hobbies. But now it's a bit different. Now I'm constantly thinking about this world and the illusions behind this world. And if you're a subscriber of mine, this is nothing new. You already know what I talk about usually. And one thing I really found out was that since I really value my inner peace, human beings are just noise. They're just noise to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy talking to people, of course. But again, I did say that in those mini relationships, situationships that I had, the primary thing that I enjoyed was doing activities. So I kind of realized that when it comes to human interaction, the main thing I really want to get out of it is doing activities together. When it comes to trying to go deeper than that, like relationships, I don't really feel the need to do that. And I say this all the time on my channel. It's simply because we are not really going to ever understand each other to the fullest. Every person I've had a crush on and every person that was into me, the reason why it never worked out is simply because we're just completely different people. And no matter how close you think you are, no matter how unbreakable this relationship seems to be, there's always going to be these differences. Some people don't mind it, of course, because, that's how so many people are in relationships. But me, they will never understand me to the fullest. When I realized that human interaction is very performative and fake in a way, I kind of lost interest in having deep friends, close friends, and relationships. Every single time you talk to someone else, there is always some sort of filter. And this even applies more so to relationships. There's always a feeling in the back of people's head that they want this to last. So the filter even expands more. You don't want to say anything that would make them uncomfortable. You don't want to say anything that would cause conflict because you don't want to break up. I do not believe in the concept of having a soulmate at all. You will always hide a part of yourself. And I don't want to do that. People might say to me, oh, you just haven't found the right person. The thing is, when I see a really attractive girl, I can appreciate her looks. I'll be like, damn, she's gorgeous. But I don't want to be in a relationship with anyone. So that's all they really get from me. And the concept of having a crush is such a foreign concept to me now because when I did have crushes, that was so long ago. Like I haven't had one in years, and that was when my worldview was relatively simplistic. But now that I see what human interaction really is, I can never see myself having a crush again. Even if you disagree with what I'm saying, even if you're someone that really wants a relationship, the reason why it's so hard is because not only do you have to find someone that you like their appearance, but you have to vibe with them, you have to mesh with them. And even when you do find someone you think you can vibe with, once again, there's that performative filter. And then that's when breakups happen, divorces, stuff like that. And one other thing, I do not want conflict in my life. If someone causes me to have conflict, right? Even if it's just a friend, the way I see friends now, I'm not willing to compromise with them. I'm not willing to argue with them. I don't want any of that. Because what I value the most in life is peace, my inner peace. And the point of friendship is to bring you joy. The point of friendship is to have fun. So the moment any sort of friendship has some sort of drama, if they don't like something about me, I will literally just say, dude, if you have a problem with me, just block me, I don't care. I am not going to change who I am or change the way I do things just for someone else's validation. I refuse to do that. I had a friend I was talking to on Discord yesterday, and he was telling me about his friendship drama, and I felt so detached from the conversation. And this is a guy that knows me. This is a guy that knows my videos. He knows how I think about, human interaction. And when he was telling me about this, I said, dude, just stop. And then, he was confused, but I told him, dude, I do not care about your friendship drama. because that concept of drama is just so foreign to me. If it were me, the moment they try to argue with me, I would just block them, or I would tell them to block me. And the reason why is simply because I don't need people. If you're causing me to have stress, if you're causing me issues, then I don't need you. I mean, I already don't need you. Friends are just a bonus. Almost everyone feels like they need friends to live a fulfilling life, but I don't need that. So with the friends I have now, if they cause me any conflict, if they try to argue, if they don't like something about me or something I did, block me. I don't care. And I'm really glad I started to feel this way. I'm really glad I had this mindset shift. Because for a long time, all I did was seek people's validation. But then I realized, wait, I don't really need people. So human beings are just an afterthought. So let's just say I get into a relationship right now, hypothetically. And then we move in together. There's always going to be a difference in the way we live. And she's not going to like something I do, for example. Again, I am not going to change who I am for anyone else. So she'd be like, oh, you have to do this. Why are you doing this? That's weird, or something like that. And then I'd be like, all right, this is over. This relationship is done. I'm not going to compromise. I'm not going to change who I am. A lot of people just get into relationships and they try to please people. They try to please the girl. Typically, it's the man trying to please the girl. He tries to change the way he is. He puts on an even bigger mask. He's even more performative. And to me, that's just sad. When I go outside and I see people in relationships, I used to look at them and, be a bit envious. I used to be like, wait, I want to do that too. But now, oh boy, I look at them and I kind of cringe, to be honest. Like, you see two people holding hands, thinking they know everything about each other when they really don't. One of them might be in a completely different headspace. One of them might even be cheating. They don't like certain aspects about each other. It's like, when I just see these relationships in public, I really do cringe because I just see how performative and just fake it is. So yeah, anyways, that's basically it. If you can relate, please tell me your experience. I don't expect most people will relate, because again, everyone craves a relationship, because that's just the way human beings are designed. Anyways, that's basically it for today's video, so peace out.